Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run away and leave this world behind. Please just take me.
Hi friends, and welcome back to Storybook Crochet. Today we are going to be making an adult ribbed crochet hat that is cozy and stretchy and super beginner friendly. This is one of my favorite quick projects because it works up so fast. And it looks great on everyone and it makes an amazing gift. So let's grab our supplies and get comfy and we will get to crocheting. For materials today, I am using a worsted weight 4 yarn, and this is kind of like a gold cream colored yarn that I have. I am also using a USH crochet hook. This is a 5mm crochet hook. You're going to need some scissors and a yarn needle, and then you're going to need to have a pom-pom, or you can make a pom-pom out of yarn to attach the top of your hat. You can find the pattern to this hat in baby sizes and child sizes on my channel, and I will put the links to those down in the description below. Alright, so to get started with our hat today, we are going to start by making a slip knot. And then you're going to make a different number chain depending on the size hat that you are making. So our 3 sizes are teen and small adult, adult medium, or an adult large. So for the different sizes, for a teen or small adult, you're going to chain 45. For the adult medium, you're going to chain 47. And for the large adult, you're going to chain 49. I will add that up on the screen above so that you can follow along and chain the correct number that you need for the size hat that you are wanting to make. All right, now that we have our chains made, we are ready to start row number 1. Now this pattern consists of making half double crochets, and I will show you how to make that a few times in case you are not familiar with that stitch. So for our first half double crochet, we're going to work in the second chain from our hook. So we're not counting the chain that's on the hook. Our first chain right here, this counts as our turning chain, and we do not work into that chain. We're going to skip that one and work into the second chain. So to make our first half double crochet, we are going to yarn over, and then you're going to insert your hook into that second chain. You're going to grab your yarn and pull that through. You now have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that is your first half double crochet. I'll show you that again slowly. You'll work into the next chain for your next half double crochet. All right, and for row number 1, you're simply just going to make half double crochets across 1 in each chain. All right, so row 1 is now complete. So to finish off this row, we are going to make a chain of 1, and then you're going to turn your piece over. So to start row number 2, we again are going to do half double crochets across, 1 in each stitch, but this time we're going to do it in the back loop only. So when you look at the top of the stitches, you can see each one makes a little V. Normally when we make our stitch, we go under both pieces of that V. But when we're working in the back loop only, we're going to take our hook in between the V and just go under that back loop to make each of our stitches. So you're just going to make your half double crochets in those back loops. So we'll start in this first stitch here, your first V that you see, and you're going to go under that back loop only and make your first half double crochet like you normally would. And then you'll just repeat that across in the next stitch, just making sure that every stitch is worked in that back loop only. And this kind of makes that ribbed effect that we're looking for in this hat pattern. All right, so now that we are finished with row 2, you can see kind of the ridge that's left unworked by working in those back loops. So at the end of this row, don't forget to make your chain of 1, and you'll do that at the end of every row, and then you'll turn your piece over. And at this point, we're just going to repeat row number 2. So what you just did with the back loops only, you're going to make your half double crochets across. And for each hat size, you'll have a different number of rows that you need to complete. So for the teen and small adult, you're going to make a total of 44 rows. For the adult medium size, you're going to make 46 rows, and for the large adult, you'll make 48. And again, I will put that information up on the screen so you can follow along with that to complete the main portion of your hat. Alright, so now we have our full piece made. So the next step is going to be to attach the two sides together. So to do this, at the last row there, you're just going to go ahead and make a chain of 1. And then you're going to match the two ends together so that the stitches are corresponding with each other. We are going to slip stitch across now to attach both sides together. We're going to start in the back loop of the side that's facing us. So you'll just insert your hook into that back loop of the first stitch there, and then go in the front loop of the corresponding stitch on the other side. So the two loops that are touching each other from each side, you're just going to slip stitch those together. And you'll just repeat that across, all the way across. So just inserting through both loops and making your slip stitch. So go ahead and work your way across. And once you're at the end, I will show you how to finish off the top of the hat. Alright, so now that we have the sides all attached, we can go ahead and finish off the top of our hat. So the first thing that we want to do is just go ahead and pull out a little bit of a loop there, and we're going to cut a pretty long tail so that we can sew the top part of our hat together. So you'll just pull that through the loop there. And before we do our sewing, the first thing that we want to do is go ahead and just weave in this shorter tail so that gets that out of our way. So you'll just grab your yarn needle here, and then you're just going to come down through the next row, just through the middle of your stitches, and then you'll just weave that back and forth a few times just to get that good and secure. Alright, so now we are ready to go ahead and cinch the top of the hat together. So you're going to grab your yarn needle and go ahead and put that on your tail. And then you're just going to weave this in and out through the stitches at the very top of the hat. So just in and out, in and out, in and out. And you can do quite a few on your needle here. Once you have that kind of full of stitches, you're just going to pull that through. And then as you do each set there, you're going to just cinch that closed. So kind of like a drawstring effect. And you're just going to continue all the way around until you get back to the beginning where you started. Alright, so we are back at the beginning, and you can still see a small hole here. So I just go across the opening there with my needle a few times just to kind of get that good and closed for us. So just go across one way, and then I just go across the opposite way, and that just kind of closes that up a little bit better for us. Alright, once you have that to where you like it, you can go ahead and weave in this tail. So just pick the row that you're closest to there and just go back and forth like 3 or 4 times so you can get that good and secure. Alright, so now that we have the top sewn closed, we're going to go ahead and just flip that inside out. And this is going to be the new outside part of our hat. And then the next step is just to go ahead and flip up that brim. And this brim is adjustable, so you can make it shorter or longer, so it's easily wearable for everyone. So next up, we are going to go ahead and sew the pom-pom onto the very top of our hat. Alright, so these pom-poms that I have and most that I've seen so far have these little like elastic loops here, and we're going to sew through that to attach it to the top of our hat. So what you're going to want to do is go ahead and grab a stitch close to the opening here on the top of our hat, and then you're going to go through that loop. And if yours doesn't have a loop, you can actually insert your needle through the base of the pom-pom, and that should work for you as well. So you're going to go through, and then you're going to go through a stitch on the other side of the top of the hat. And then pull that through, and that's going to get that pom-pom cinched down to the top of the hat for you. And you just kind of pull on those. And the next thing that I do is I just take the two ends and I tie them together with a few knots. I do this like 3 times, and you're just going to want to pull really tight there so that gets good and secure and tied on. Once you have that tied off, you're just going to take your ends and weave them through the hat just like you did before. And that is it. Your adult crocheted hat is all finished and ready to wear. I hope you loved making this project with me. If you did enjoy this tutorial, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and tap that bell icon so that you never miss a new pattern. Thank you so much for crocheting with me today, and I will see you in the next video. Happy crocheting!
Take me home. Give me wings to fly. We can run away. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me